All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good crypto news stuff for you. And the first thing that I want to talk about, and I believe it's time to start saying, oh boy, what did Elon Musk do now? So Elon Musk is at it again, having raised awareness about the energy consumption and the carbon footprint of the Bitcoin network, which a lot of companies have lately. And there's a lot of articles talking about it as well, trying to find the green Bitcoin, etc. And I feel like this is bad PR for companies that are starting to buy Bitcoin. Like the tides are starting to turn where it was cool to buy Bitcoin, and now it's almost like we're starting at the very beginning of this PR nightmare for companies who are buying Bitcoin. I feel like this is going to turn into something of we're going to go towards more green energy, and this is a thing that's been going around the world, of course, with the whole climate change, etc. And Bitcoin is getting a bad PR right now for having its high carbon footprint, its high electricity usage, even though some people argue it's less than what the banks actually use. However, I feel like, again, this is the start of bad PR for Bitcoin because Tesla bought $1.5 billion of it. And it was, I suppose, looking back on it, a little bit ironic considering that Tesla is supposed to be this green company where they're creating electric cars, yet they're buying Bitcoin, which is admittedly a little bit dirty. But at the same time, it's another little dose of irony that Elon Musk is all about Dogecoin because, well, Dogecoin is proof of work as well. It doesn't use quite as much as the Bitcoin network. However, if Dogecoin was more popular than Bitcoin, it would use an equal amount of electricity. So it's really ironic in the sense is if the more and more you're pumping Dogecoin and the more miners get on the network, the more you're just taking the electricity from Bitcoin and putting it towards Dogecoin, and it's going to create the same problem. So this doesn't really make sense to me. But he has now presented a contender of his own to fulfill the role of a green, sustainable currency for the future. Dogecoin, again, totally ironic because it's proof of work. Earlier this week, Musk revealed he was working with Dogecoin developers to find a way of making improvements to the cryptocurrency to make it more efficient. This would be in line with what Tesla expressed in its press release when it announced it wouldn't accept Bitcoin payments due to environmental issues, stating it was looking at other currencies that used less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy per transaction. Because well, the Dogecoin transactions are far less than Bitcoin. Its security is far less than Bitcoin, and its difficulty is far less than Bitcoin. But if it was so popular as Bitcoin, which it kind of is right now just because of all the PR for it, but it would have the same amount of energy or approximate anyway. It's just going to, the more that Elon pumps Dogecoin, the more that miners go to it, and it just makes Doge's carbon footprint higher. So it's this total irony, like in this whole thing. But you can see here that from the articles that I've been talking about for the past even week, that more and more people are sort of going against Bitcoin a little bit because of the PR of it, that it's not green and sustainable. Yesterday, Musk elaborated on the goals that he's trying to pursue with the new improvements. Musk tweeted that ideally the Dogecoin network would have to decrease its block time 10 times. Its block times 10 times. And increase its block size by 10 times too, with fees decreasing 100 times. So basically the block time of Dogecoin right now, I believe, is 1 minute. So that would make its block times 6 seconds, and its block size by 10 times too, which would make its block sizes, I think, a limit of 10 megabytes, because I think the limit on Doge right now is 1 megabyte. And decreasing its fees 100 times. I don't know the exact fees of Doge. Obviously, it would go up and down with usage, etc. But they're already pretty low. So basically, a 6-second block time, I don't believe is particularly viable. Now, Doge has been around since 2013, and it's worked perfectly well. And there's this whole conundrum in cryptocurrency where you have to choose between security and decentralization and transactions, and you can only pick two of them. It's sort of like the engineering conundrum. There's three possible things, positivities about it, but you can really only improve two of them at a time, and then to the detriment of another one. So with 6-second block times and 10 megabyte block sizes, the blocks would effectively be empty. There would be many, many empty blocks in Dogecoin if you did that. And then therefore it would be even less efficient than it is now, because then you're just essentially mining these completely empty blocks. And what are you mining for if you're mining empty blocks? Well, just for the rewards, but for the actual transaction and efficiency factor of it, you've actually destroyed the efficiency factor of it. It really doesn't make sense. And I'm not sure if Elon Musk really notices that or not. Elon Musk is a far more intelligent man than I'll ever be. But when it comes to cryptocurrency, I don't think it's that easy to make the block times 6 seconds like that. But if not Doge, then what? While there's a lot of bantering in social networks about how Musk is just trolling about Dogecoin, there are real hints indicating he's being serious about this. Doge devs declared they were in talks with the billionaire, and that he has even offered financial support to push the project forward since 2019. So the article says millionaire, but he's the richest man in the world next to Jeff Bezos, and sometimes more so, and depends on the day, I suppose. But he's been basically talking with the Dogecoin devs since 2019, and nobody really knew this until recently. However, if the Dogecoin chain, which was created as a joke in its moment, fails to achieve all that Musk is promoting, there is a plan B. Musk said he would create another currency only if Doge can't do it, due to the difficulty of this ordeal. Big pain in the neck to create another one, he concluded. Not really. I mean, considering the Dogecoin developer made Dogecoin in like 2 hours, he said. Nonetheless, there is a slight chance we might see Musk's own cryptocurrency in the future if Dogecoin fails. So here's his tweet. It says, ideally, Doge speeds up block time 10x, which would make it 6-second blocks, increase its block size by 10x, which would make it 10 megabyte blocks, and then drops its fee 100 times, which is already really, really low. Then it wins hands down. So that would basically make block time 6 seconds with totally empty blocks, and it would be kind of easy to attack the network like that, or spam it with fees so low and blocks so large, you could easily spam the network. Again, there is a triangle of conundrum when it comes to cryptocurrency. It's sort of like the engineering triangle, in that you have centralization or decentralization, transaction speeds, and security, and you can only really do 2 of them, and then the other one will slightly suffer. So you could make you could make the transaction times extremely high, but then you're going to centralize the project more, et cetera, et cetera. You can only do 1 of the 3, and there's just pretty much no other way other than making Doge proof of stake to reduce the energy usage. So I really don't know what's going on here with Elon Musk and Doge. I don't think this is a realistic thing to do when it comes to Doge. And then if this doesn't work, he did say somewhere in there that he would just create his own cryptocurrency, but it's a big pain in the neck to do. So that's Elon Musk. Oh boy, what did Elon Musk do now? So moving on here, MicroStrategy Buys The Dip again acquires $10 million in Bitcoin. So business intelligence firm MicroStrategy scooped up another $10 million worth of Bitcoin, signaling the company's relentless conviction in the digital asset. The cash amount earned MicroStrategy 229 BTC at an average price of 43,663, which since Bitcoin has dipped even further. And we feel your pain, MicroStrategy. We always buy the dip, and then it just dips on you further, and you go, whoops, guess I should have held on to my money longer. It happens, MicroStrategy. We feel you. We know. We're all cryptocurrency traders here. It happens. Company confirmed Tuesday in a Form 8K filing with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. The acquisition came just 5 days after the business intelligence firm purchased 271 Bitcoin for an average price of $55,000. So their average buy-in price now is $24,450. It did go up 200. I checked it this time because I know I'm always talking about how MicroStrategy is buying Bitcoin, and I like to joke. I know it's just a joke, guys. I know a couple of people on my channel commented seriously. It's just a joke when I say that the average buy-in price of MicroStrategy's Bitcoin just never seems to move, or it just kind of goes backwards. It's a joke, guys. I'm just kidding. But it went up $200 per Bitcoin because I know they bought like 2.5 $3.2 billion worth of Bitcoin, and buying an additional $10 million is really not going to raise your average buy-in price that much, but it just always seems to stay exactly the same no matter how much they buy. I just wish I could just buy a ton of Bitcoin and then just always say, yeah, my average buy-in price is $10,000, even though I just bought $6,000 worth of Bitcoin at $55,000. It's still $10,000 though. I wish I was MicroStrategy can do that, but I get it. It's a joke, guys. Come on. So they bought another $10 million. They bought the dip, but it clearly didn't really help the price, because I think we're now at something like 40,000. But moving on, Ethereum to reduce energy consumption by 99.95%. With blockchain carbon emissions becoming a hot button issue in the wake of Tesla, Ethereum Foundation researcher Carl Beekhuizen, we're going with that one, has published a new blog post. In it, he estimates that Ethereum would be able to reduce its energy consumption by 99.95% after transitioning to proof of stake. He claims that there are approximately 87,897 validators, excluding exchanges and staking services. After doing the math, he determined that they cumulatively need 1.64 megawatts of power, even if it goes as high as 2.64 megawatts. This would correspond to the energy consumption of a small village instead of a whole country. Ethereum miners currently consume roughly 9.9 terawatt. And he came up with an infographic to illustrate how drastically Ethereum's power usage would be reduced. So I love graphics. We all love graphics. We love picture books. Reading's terrible, but we love picture books. Relative energy consumption per transaction. We have the Burj Khalifa here at 1,135,000 watts. And then the Leaning Tower of Pisa is ETH proof of work. So that was Bitcoin. ETH proof of work is the Leaning Tower of Pisa at 57 meters, 84,000 watts, watt hours. And then a screw is 0.025 meters at 35 watt hours. So basically per transaction, watt hours, watts, right? But we could see by the picture book. Come on, guys, look at the picture. It's amazing, right? So it would be a lot less energy consumption. But again, this is just another article that shows what I'm talking about here is that people are talking more and more and more about carbon-friendly and green cryptocurrency usage, and companies are sort of getting bad PR. And we all know about company PR, right? It doesn't really matter if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but if a company wants to look good, they have to go in a certain route. And Tesla's going to look really bad if they continue buying Bitcoin to some of their shareholders and stakeholders, etc., because they're buying this high energy consumption cryptocurrency when they could be buying something smaller. But again, I find it a little bit ironic that he's all about the Dogecoin because it is proof of work. And while it doesn't consume anywhere near what Bitcoin does, it's still proof of work. You'd figure he would be all about some kind of proof of stake cryptocurrency or something like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if Elon Musk develops a cryptocurrency in the future. And I'll tell you what, when that cryptocurrency comes out, wow, it's going to moon. Not because it's the most useful or the least useful or anything, just because Elon Musk's name is behind it. It could literally be named anything, and it's just going to go through the roof. And I think we all kind of know that, in our hearts, that it literally doesn't matter if it's called poop coin. It could be called vomit on your own t-shirt coin, and it's just going to million X because it's Elon Musk, and everybody's just going to, it will be hard to buy it. People will be clamoring so hard to get it. It will be the biggest thing in crypto. It'll be a mess. Let me just say that. Moving on, Nvidia extends limits on crypto mining to newest gaming graphics cards. So graphics card giant Nvidia said the hash rate limiter on its 3060 graphics cards would also be introduced in other RTX 30 series GPUs in an attempt to disincentivize crypto miners. In an announcement from Nvidia on Tuesday, the company said it would be applying a reduced Ethereum hash rate to its newly manufactured RTX 30, RTX 70, and RTX 3060 Ti graphics cards. The models will be identified by a light hash rate or LHR label. So I guess those ones are not the ones we're going to be buying, aimed at getting graphics card processing units or GPUs to its target customers rather than cryptocurrency miners. So I still think there's probably ways around this. I don't have one of these cards to to try it because they're not out yet, and they're going to be coming with a new wave of them. I would like to get my hands on one and try and finagle around it. I'm sure it's entirely possible. I know at the 3060 graphics cards, basically they came out, they had the hash limiter on them, and then some developer accidentally leaked a developer some developer software drivers, essentially, that totally removed the hash limiter. So everybody that had bought those cards, as long as you don't update your graphics card from that driver, you're able to hash at full rates. Then they came out with a new batch of 3060 cards that had the hash limiter on them already, and you wouldn't be able to downgrade the driver to a previous version so that you could hash at full rate, which I feel like is really easy to get around. I feel like there's probably just a million servers and mirrors around there with software that probably eliminates that. I mean, I really don't find that particularly hard to get around, but these ones are going to be the same things coming out. And again, I find that that it's probably going to be pretty easy to get around, at least by anybody reasonably good with any kind of software in any way, shape, or form. Maybe for the layman's person who just bought it because they want a cool gaming PC, and then they try mining ETH on it, and then they don't like really bother trying to get around it. This reduced hash rate only applies to newly manufactured cards with the LHR identifier and not to cards already purchased, said Nvidia's global head of GeForce marketing. We believe this additional step will get more GeForce cards at better prices into the hands of gamers everywhere. Nvidia limited the hash rate on some of the earlier GPU models, announcing in February that the changes reduced mining performance by 50%. So I bet we're going to see a lot of these cards online for sale, and they probably won't say that they have the LHR identifier on them, but you're going to end up buying them, and then you'll end up having the LHR graphics cards. But again, I really don't think this is going to be too hard to get around. But moving on to the final news of the day. Colonial pipeline hackers, DarkSide, nabbed over $90 million in Bitcoin. So ransomware has been a hot topic in the news again lately, following the attack on American gasoline pipeline firm Colonial Pipeline, which shut down not that long ago for something like 5 or 6 days, basically a week, and it's stopped the production to the shipment of gasoline to many different gas stations. Particularly, I think the state that was worst affected was North Carolina, where like 50% of gas stations were out of gas. People were filling up garbage bags. Yeah, I didn't say that. I didn't misspeak on that. I promise I can talk. I swear I can. When I'm not on camera, I can totally talk. But people were filling up garbage cans, Tupperware, everything with gasoline. It's kind of like the whole, when COVID came out and everybody bought all the toilet paper, just the toilet paper, right? Like all the shelves had everything else on them, but the toilet paper. People were really worried about wiping their bottoms, but not so much about like buying a bunch of water or food just in case the economy shut down. But the toilet paper, we got to have our toilet paper, right? Take my eyes, but not the toilet paper, you know? But anyway, it had its network shut down by hackers. The firm reportedly paid DarkSide, described by the U.S. government as a ransomware as a service hacking group, nearly $5 million in cryptocurrency to unlock its network. That may have been a sharp drop in the bucket in DarkSide's ransomware haul to date. However, blockchain analytics firm Elliptic issued a report today that claims that DarkSide-affiliated Bitcoin wallets have received more than $90 million worth of total ransom payments, following a report from Darktracer that claims that 99 organizations have been infected with DarkSide's ransomware. Elliptic found that 47 payments, each from a distinct wallet, have been made to DarkSide's Bitcoin wallets. In total, just over $90 million worth of Bitcoin. I gotta get into the ransomware business. I'll see you guys later. I think I gotta get into a different line of business. I'll be back in a few months. We'll finish the video, then I'll get into the ransomware business. Further transactions may yet be uncovered, and the figures here should be considered a lower bound. DarkSide, go ahead and email me, MrSotko@gmail.com. Oh, I'm kidding. Come on, guys, I'm kidding. We're having fun here. We have a lot of fun. DarkSide's ransomware model sees the group provide the software for ransomware attacks to so-called affiliates who target high-value companies and attempt to infect and lock down their computer networks and or steal sensitive data. If a ransom payment is successfully negotiated and secured by the affiliate, then the amount is split between the partners. So they got a whole model going here. They basically have affiliates, and I could be an affiliate, right? I could have my MrSotko shill link from DarkSide. I could have my DarkSide shill link. Like, sign up to my link or receive ransomware, right? If you don't sign up to my shill link, right, you're gonna get all of your data locked down. This would be a really great thing for crypto YouTubers. I really think this is the next step for crypto YouTubers, just ransomware YouTubers. Just instead of just crypto YouTuber, it's ransomware YouTuber. So according to security firm FireEye, DarkSide would take 25% of the ransomware payment under 5 million, or 10% for sums higher than that based on blockchain analysis. Elliptic reports that DarkSide kept about 15.5 million worth of Bitcoin paid to it and dispersed some 74.7 million worth of Bitcoin to affiliate groups. So, man, that affiliate link is hot, right? They're actually keeping less of the profits. Man, that's a hot affiliate link. I got to get in on that, right? Have that in the description down below, right? Hit that like button, smash that like button, or get some ransomware, guys. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. No coin market cap today. We're just bleeding. I think we're at like 40,000 Bitcoin. Let's just not look at it today, right? I just didn't bring it up. I'm too lazy today. But that's all I have for you guys. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, share the video. That helps me out a lot. My social media in the description below. Sorry, no DarkSide affiliate link there today. Maybe that's going to be in the next video. But give me a follow on my social media if you get the opportunity to do so. Channel memberships are active. Hit the join button, $2.99 to receive your Cool Beans channel badge. And you look 32% cooler when you comment on the channel or live streams when you have your Cool Beans channel badge. But that's up to you. That sounds like big gains to me. Either way, I'll see you guys next time.